Good morning, everybody. Well, today is our last day to be a homestead without a cow. So we have a lot of things, last minute things that we need to get ready. And so we're going to start with our morning chores, but then we need to move on. Today's going to be all about getting ready to get Hope tomorrow, our new Jersey milk cow. Morning, chickens.
Come on, turkeys.
Right now we're using 4 of our rabbit tractors again because we had a pretty big litter of babies that we haven't processed yet, and we had to separate them by males and females so that they don't breed with each other. So right now we have 4 tractors that we're using.
These are our baby females. They're not really babies anymore, they're pretty big. I feel like the boys have been getting a little bit more tame now that we have them up here. They see us a lot more than when they're kind of back near the woods. And we're coming in and out of here more often just to get some work done. Come on. I just give them a little bit of grain in the morning, just as a treat. But I split it between 2 buckets so they don't fight. Come on.
These days I'm giving the pigs just 1 can of corn like this every day. They really love whole corn. And of course they have free choice, we free feed them their other feed as well. And they have all the stuff they can find back in the woods. But they do like that corn.
Looks like the girls are already back in the woods eating their breakfast. Hey girls! Hey girls! We haven't needed to feed these girls very much because there's just so much out here for them to eat. And they're having a good time. Although when we bring Hope home, they'll have access to as much hay as they want because they will be eating off the same round bale. But I don't think they'll be eating much this time of year because there's just so much still out here for them to eat. Well, everybody looks great this morning, so now we need to turn our attention to getting everything ready so that we can bring Hope home tomorrow.
The first thing we have to do today is make sure that our animal trailer is all ready to go get Hope tomorrow. It's about a 2-hour drive to go get her, so we need to make sure everything is in perfect condition, that the tires are pumped up enough and everything is cleaned out. Now, if you remember, in the spring, we use our animal trailer as a way to transport all of our plant starts to and from the farmer's market. So I've built shelves inside of here that I'm going to have to take back out now because we actually need to use it as an animal trailer. So that's our first thing to do today, is to get everything cleaned out and get those shelves taken back out. Well, luckily, I didn't leave a whole bunch of junk in there after the farmer's market was done this spring. So there's not a whole lot to clean out. The biggest job is going to be taking down the shelves, and then we do need to take down the center divider as well, because this is a 2-horse trailer and I don't think Hope will fit just on one half of this. So we need to take out the center divider so that she can have the whole thing on the way home. So let's get to work. So I've got this side over here emptied out, but this side, I actually built the shelves a little too good, I guess, because now I can't get them back out past this foam. When I put them in, I was able to push down and get it past the foam, but now when I'm trying to pull them out, I'm afraid that I'm going to hurt this, and I really don't want to rip it or anything. So I'm going to try to take out the center divider first, and then just kind of let those shelves fall. They're already loosened up, so hopefully this will work. In order to get the center divider out, there's just some pins that go in here. There's 2 back here and 2 back there. And then this whole center divider should come out. Well, we got all the shelves out and everything looks good. The floor is nice and solid and everything like that. But we did have one kind of hiccup that we need to take care of. And that is that I was just checking the tires to make sure everything looked okay. And I noticed that one of the tires is starting to get some dry rotting. We don't use this trailer a lot. It sits a lot and the tires are getting old anyway. So we're going to take it into town and get some new tires put on it. And then we're also going to get a new spare tire for it because that is getting pretty bad as well.
Before we go to town to take the trailer in for the tires to be looked at, we're going to do a couple things here getting ready for the cow. We need to move in the hay cradle that we talked about, but the area that we need to move it to needs to be mowed down with the bush hog. And I'd like for the goats to all be on the other side of the pen so that they can't, get scared or injured or something. So I need to lure them all to the other side of the pen so I can close the gate. So we're going to do that right now. me walk. This way. This way. Let's go down over here. Okay, now they'll be safe and we can work over here.
Well, now that we got that cleared, we can bring in the hay cradle. We did a video recently showing you guys the setup of the hay cradle. Basically what it does is it holds an entire round bale of hay up off the ground, so you waste a lot less hay. So we're going to carry that in and then we'll be able to put in a bale of hay. So the way that this hay cradle works is that this front part actually comes off so that I can drive in with the tractor with a round bale of hay, set it right inside, and then this goes back on and keeps all the hay nice and clean. So this just has some little clips here that come out on each side. And then this whole front piece comes off and we can just load a bale of hay in. I need to put my bale spike back on my tractor and we'll bring in our very first bale of hay.
The first two round bales that we have for this hay cradle are actually considered small round bales. We have two of those to get us started, but then
they're about 500-pound bales of hay.
But the large round bales are what we're going to have coming soon. By the end of the week we'll have some large round bales. And those guys are 900 pounds around. So when we first put the first bale in here, it's going to look pretty small. And that's because it's about half the size of the round bales we'll be putting in here normally.
We estimate that this cow is going to eat about 30 pounds of hay a day. So just about a bale a month of the big bales. So that's what we're planning for. We actually bought 16 bales just in case she eats a little more than we think. Plus the goats need some as well. So we're going to bring our first one in. Now, before we actually put the bale of hay in the cradle, we need to remove the net wrap that's around the outside of it. I'm hoping I can just unwrap it, but if not, we'll have to cut it. Alright, that works pretty well, just unwrapped.
Now it was suggested to us by the people we got this hay from that because this hay has been stored outside and we'll be storing our hay bales outside, we'll want to remove a small outer layer of the hay just because it's been exposed to the elements and may have, you know, picked up some mold or something like that. So we're just going to remove just a small layer of the bale before we put it in the hay cradle.
And you can see the difference when you take off the first layer. The stuff underneath is nice. It looks real fresh. It's just the very outer layer that looks like it's maybe a little bit moldy. Now this is just local grass hay from a friend of ours. They bale their own, and so this is what this is. The big bales that we're getting are also going to be local grass hay from one of our neighbors. So that's a good way to do it. It gives the cow something to eat that is native to this area. Our plan long term is to build some type of roof or something over this cradle so that it'll keep the bales out of the rain. For right now, we just don't have a way to do that. We're getting the cow tomorrow, so these first few bales are going to just be out like this. Really not a big deal. Most people around here just feed their cows out in the open, so the only reason we want to cover it is because with only one cow, we won't go through a bale real fast. But this will be just fine for now, and we'll come up with more solutions as time goes on.
We'll see if the goats are interested in the hay.
Well, I think the goats like it. Now this bale doesn't fill up the entire feeder, so there is some room that they could kind of climb around in there, so we'll have to see if that's okay. When we get the big bales, it should fill up the entire feeder, and then we won't have to worry about that, but we'll see what they do for now. Right now it's brand new and, you know, intriguing to them, so they're going to spend a lot of time over here, but I think the novelty is going to wear off pretty fast and they'll go back to just browsing. Well, we're back from town from the tire shop, and good news, the trailer did not need new tires. So I'm happy. Anytime that I go somewhere and they tell me I don't have to spend money, that's a good thing. So I had everything looked at. The tire shop said everything looked good. I did buy a new spare tire for it though, because the spare tire was really bad. Luckily they had a used one for $30, so awesome. So there are still just a few more things we need to get ready. I also want to go check and see what the goats have been doing to that big round bale while we were gone. So let's go see, make sure they haven't gotten themselves in a mess. And then we've got a couple more things to get ready, and then I think we'll be all set for tomorrow morning.
Let's go check on the feeder and see how much of the hay they've pulled out of there. Well, they didn't do too much. They didn't pull too much out. Maybe a little bit over here, but not a whole lot yet. But you know, there's still a lot of greenery around here, and they really enjoy browsing back here. So right now they're not going to be super interested in this, but I'm glad that they have it as a backup if they feel that they need a little bit of extra dry matter. It'll be nice to have in here. You know, one thing that was really appealing about this hay cradle is that it really was designed for multi-species eating. And I think that's going to work out really well for us.
I wanted to show you guys the milking platform that I built for Hope. We had some concerns when we did our last video about us just milking on the ground, on the dirt, especially when it rains, that it's going to get muddy in here. And that is a legitimate concern. So what I did is I actually went ahead and built a platform that she can go up on when we milk. This will keep her off the dirt. It should keep everything a lot cleaner. And because this is on a hill, I actually, built it level so that hopefully she's more comfortable standing on a nice level surface instead of standing on a hill. So it turned out pretty well, nice and sturdy. I did not build a stanchion or, to hold her head in because she really isn't used to that. The current owner just ties her up and milks her that way. So I don't think we're going to really need a stanchion, so I didn't build one. She'll just come up here, we'll have her grain in that feeder, and then we'll be able to milk her. Now we have decided that we will be feeding a little bit of grain each day. I'm not sure if we're even going to do as much as Ben and Andrea down at VW Family Farm do. They do about 6 pounds a day. I'm not sure we're even going to do that much. We are going to give some grain and some alfalfa cubes every day while we milk, just enough to keep her busy while we have her up on the milking stand. So I think that's about the last thing that we have to get ready for her tonight. So hopefully we'll get a good night's sleep and be able to get her first thing in the morning.
So you guys, I hope you all are as excited as we are to bring Hope home, our very first ever family milk cow.
We'll be heading out first thing tomorrow morning to go get her. We're hoping to be back home by noon and have her all settled in tomorrow afternoon.
We'll make sure to bring you guys along so you can see all of the excitement.
If you're not a subscriber to our channel yet, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button before you leave. If you're one of our traditionalists who comes back every day, thank you so much. We really do appreciate you. And until next time, thank you so much for stopping by the homestead. Take care and God bless.
God bless.